The Panama Canal stands as a testament to human ingenuity and a linchpin of global trade. Connecting the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, this 50-mile waterway has redefined maritime transportation. It serves as a conduit for over 6% of global maritime trade, facilitating the movement of goods between the Americas, Europe, and Asia. The canal's impact on global commerce is undeniable, significantly reducing shipping times and costs. For over a century, it has been a focal point of geopolitical interest. The United States played a pivotal role in the canal's construction and exercised control over it for a significant part of the 20th century. However, the dawn of the 21st century has witnessed the rise of new global players, particularly China, eager to establish their presence along this vital maritime route. Control over the canal grants a significant military advantage, enabling nations to project power and influence across vast distances. China's economic rise has been nothing short of remarkable, transforming the global economic landscape. Central to this ascent has been China's Belt and Road Initiative, a grand infrastructure development strategy aimed at connecting Asia, Africa, and Europe. Panama, situated at the heart of the Americas and home to the strategically vital Panama Canal, has become a focal point of China's growing influence in the region. Chinese companies have made significant inroads into Panama's economy, investing heavily in infrastructure projects, logistics, and port operations. Most notably, CK Hutchison Holdings, a Hong Kong-based conglomerate, gained control of the Panama Canal's Pacific container terminals in 2016. This strategic acquisition gave China a significant foothold in the canal's operations. In 2017, Panama made the significant decision to switch diplomatic recognition from Taiwan to China. These developments were met with concern in Washington, which viewed China's growing influence in Panama as a potential threat to U.S. interests in the region. The United States has long considered Latin America to be within its sphere of influence, a legacy of the Monroe Doctrine and decades of U.S. foreign policy. However, China's growing economic and political influence in the region, particularly in Panama, has challenged this long-held assumption. The Trump administration viewed China's activities in Panama with suspicion, seeing them as part of a broader strategy to undermine U.S. influence in the Western Hemisphere. President Trump publicly expressed his concerns about China's growing presence in Panama, particularly its control over key infrastructure projects. He argued that China's involvement in the Panama Canal posed a threat to U.S. national security and economic interests. Trump's administration took a hard line on China, imposing tariffs on Chinese goods and engaging in trade disputes that strained relations between the two superpowers. The Trump administration sought to counter its influence in Panama and the broader region by strengthening diplomatic ties and promoting alternative infrastructure projects. In a surprising turn of events, Panama announced its withdrawal from China's Belt and Road Initiative in February 2025. This unexpected decision sent shockwaves through the international community and signaled a potential shift in Panama's foreign policy orientation. The move came amidst growing concern about the implications of its deepening economic and political ties with China. Some Panamanian officials expressed reservations about the sustainability of Chinese investments, citing concerns about debt traps and economic dependence. Panama's government emphasized that the move was driven by a desire to prioritize national interests and maintain its sovereignty. The United States welcomed the decision as a positive Chinese influence in the region. China, on the other hand, expressed disappointment, viewing Panama's move as a setback to its ambitions in Latin America. The decision highlighted the complexities of Panama, caught between the interests of global powers and seeking to chart an independent course. Following closely on the heels of Panama's exit from the Belt and Road Initiative, came another significant development. CK Hutchison Holdings agreed to sell its controlling stake in the Panama Canal's Pacific container terminals to a consortium of U.S. investors led by BlackRock, a global investment management corporation. The deal, valued at a staggering $22.8 billion, represented a major shift in the ownership structure of this strategically vital infrastructure asset. For China, the sale of such a strategic asset to a U.S.-led consortium was seen as a major blow to its ambitions in Panama and the wider region. The Trump administration hailed the deal as a testament to its success in countering Chinese influence in the Western Hemisphere. The BlackRock deal had significant implications for Panama as well. underscoring Panama's determination to assert its sovereignty and maintain control over its strategic assets. By diversifying ownership of the canal's operations, Panama aimed to reduce its reliance on any single foreign power and strengthen its position as a neutral player in global affairs. The deal also brought significant financial benefits to Panama, with the proceeds from the sale expected to be invested in infrastructure projects and social programs. The BlackRock deal sparked a wave of criticism from China, with Beijing accusing the United States of using its economic and political clout to undermine Chinese interests in Panama. Chinese officials argued that the deal was politically motivated and violated Panama's sovereignty. Despite China's protests, Panama stood firm in its decision, asserting its sovereign right to choose its partners and manage its strategic assets as it sees fit. Panama's president, Laurentino Cortizo, defended the BlackRock deal, emphasizing that Panama was not taking sides in the US-China rivalry and remained committed to maintaining neutrality in its foreign policy. He stressed that Panama's primary concern was the well-being of its citizens and the protection of its national interests. Panama's assertive stance in the face of Chinese pressure underscored a growing trend among smaller nations. As the global order becomes increasingly multipolar, smaller countries are finding themselves with more leverage to play major powers against each other and extract concessions. Panama's actions serve as a reminder that sovereignty remains a powerful force in international relations. The BlackRock deal and Panama's withdrawal from the Belt and Road Initiative had far-reaching implications that extended beyond Panama's borders. The events highlighted the intensifying rivalry between the United States and China, which was increasingly playing out in Latin America, a region traditionally considered to be within the U.S. sphere of influence. China's growing economic and political influence in the region, coupled with the U.S.'s determination to maintain its dominance, created a complex and potentially volatile geopolitical landscape. The competition between the United States and China in Latin America has raised concerns about regional stability. As both powers vie for influence, there is a risk that their rivalry could lead to increased tensions, economic coercion, and even military competition. This could have destabilizing effects on the region, undermining democratic institutions, fueling corruption, and hindering economic development. The BlackRock deal also underscored the growing importance of infrastructure as a tool of geopolitical competition. The competition over infrastructure is likely to intensify in the coming years, as both the United States and China seek to use infrastructure projects to advance their strategic interests. As the United States and China continue to vie for global influence, Panama finds itself in a delicate balancing act. The small Central American nation, with its strategically vital canal, is caught between the interests of these two superpowers. Panama's challenge is to maintain its sovereignty, protect its national interests, and avoid becoming a pawn in the geopolitical games of larger powers. This requires a deft diplomatic touch, a commitment to neutrality, and a willingness to stand up for its principles when necessary. Panama's decision to exit the Belt and Road Initiative and approve the BlackRock deal demonstrates its willingness to chart an independent course. By diversifying its partnerships and reducing its reliance on any single power, Panama is seeking to strengthen its position on the world stage. Despite the challenges, Panama's future prospects are bright. The key to Panama's success will be its ability to maintain its neutrality, uphold its sovereignty, and pursue a foreign policy that serves the best interests of its people.